Dude, this thing pulls like a truck. If you look at this on the road, you probably wouldn't look at it again. It looks so sleeper, but when you turn it on or when you hear it revving, it sounds completely different. Most people with Subarus or these kind of cars will throw on a turbocharger. This one's got a really different treat. We want to get Zach to tell us about his car, why this is so special, what he's done to it. It's going to be a great one, guys. This is the first feature guest for the year. Let's get into the video. Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of MDTV, guys. Today I've got Zach. G'day, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you, man?
Yeah, good. Thanks for being our first guest of the year, man. Can you tell me what this is, what it was like when you first got it, what's been done to it, and why you decided to go that way?
This is a Subaru Liberty. It's a 2005 model. This one's a pre-facelift model. It's got the EZ30 in it, 6-speed transmission this one came with. When I first got it, I got this stock, so basically no mods on it, bone stock. I've had this for about a year and a half. Yeah, just done some few things and yeah, supercharged now, so.
Oh, so there's a supercharger, but can you tell me about the engine? EZ30, 30 probably 3 litre.
Yep.
And that means it probably comes with some sort of 6-cylinder, right?
So it's a 6-cylinder, yeah.
And how much power does the 6-cylinder put out?
So I think from factory it's about 180 kilowatts, but I think that's at the crank.
Now what was it like in stock configuration? Like, was it good to drive? Was it lazy or?
It was more like a grandpa car, bro.
Yeah, even with the 6-cylinder?
Yeah, I had problems with some MAP sensor, like it was just dirty, and it was a good car, like don't get me wrong, it was really nice, like a sleeper still, like you wouldn't expect it to have a 6-cylinder, like it sounded good, and then I just went over the board, I just went, nah, I just got to upgrade the exhaust.
Let's open up the engine bay and see what you've done there. I've only ever owned 4 cylinders.
Yeah.
I don't really see much H6s in a Subaru, but it doesn't look like there's much room left.
Nah.
And everything looks really sleeper. You know, if I was a regular person, I wouldn't even know that you added something to it. Can you tell me what you've done to the engine bay here?
Okay, so basically I've just Raptor Superchargers, they sell this kit online. They sell
Is it the Raptor kit?
The Raptor kit, yes.
Okay,
yes.
sure.
This one was one of his first VLBX 30Rs, I think it was. So it's got the 3D printed. Basically got Pulse Racing, they fitted this kit for me because, yeah, I didn't want to do it myself just because of the, you know, added risk of, you know, Subarus blowing up and stuff. So basically, yeah, and try to put the stock engine cover on because, yeah, cops, when they pull you over, man, they'll probably just think, you know, well, they'll see this on the side, but.
So this supercharger kit, is it a complete bolt-on kit? Do you have to modify anything in the engine bay to get it on, get it working?
I think there was, it basically just a bolt-on kit. I didn't have to do too much. The injectors that came with the kit, we just put on the 500cc injectors from the normal STI. So this one's running on 98. I know a lot of people run E85. This one I've had no issues with running 98. So usually people don't run them because of the high compression ratio, but on 220 kilowatts, I mean, it's fun enough. So
it's 220 kilowatts?
Yeah.
That's like to the wheels?
Yeah, other wheels, yeah.
That's like a 50 to 70 kilowatt increase.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Now, are you able to tell me, or do you remember what comes in the kit?
So basically it just comes with a belt here. So it's got a longer belt, obviously to house the supercharger. Comes with a couple of idler bearings, obviously a big supercharger. This one's only pushing 7 PSI at the moment, so not 10 PSI like as they say it will. I think if you modify the wastegate it might. Yeah, it just comes with a water air intercooler one, this one. So he doesn't offer the non-intercooled one anymore, unfortunately.
It's going boosted. You definitely want an intercooler with that.
100%. Yeah, like I was getting scared. Like I was like, if I'm gonna have it, like definitely get like an intercooled version, just for safety and reliability for sure.
Yeah. So that sound when you're starting up the car, is that the belt spinning?
Yes. Oh no, that's actually, yeah. So it's a belt in this supercharger that spins and it makes that like sound.
The whiny noise.
Yeah, it sounds. It's so weird. It sounds like a broken power steering pump or like a Mad Max mobile or something like it.
Now with that extra power gain, what other supporting mods did you have to do that didn't come with the kit?
With the kit, I upgraded to an AEM fuel pump, so it's a 340 litre per hour fuel pump. I put that in myself. Yep. Basically everything I put in myself. I had a few issues with the cooling system. I've upgraded this radiator to an alloy radiator. Phoenix do sell a really good one. The stock one only has like a thin core in it. They usually don't like the heat, and obviously in Australia you want to upgrade to something a bit, because the boost does put a bit more strain on the engine sort of thing, like it's heat.
The cooling system, but also you mentioned the clutch as
well.
Oh, right?
Yeah, sorry. This one's got a heavy duty Exceedy clutch in it. The stock clutch, I don't know if it would be able to handle the boost. I think people have done it, but I just did it because, yeah, it's making a little bit more power than stock.
Yeah, it's good insurance either way. And if you plan on tracking the car,
100%.
you probably want that for longevity, hey?
100%, 100%, yeah.
How does this feel now compared to when it was stock?
It's definitely a different feeling. Probably $3,500, you get that pull, because I think these come with dual AVCS, so basically the camshaft opens the intake, and yeah, it's different. It's a different animal compared to stock.
Yeah,
but.
I've never driven a supercharged car, so well, pretty keen when we take this for a drive.
When I first got it, shifter bushings were absolutely cooked. Got into the Liberty community. One of the guys I used to work with, his brother had one of these as well, supercharged. I didn't know that was actually a thing as well.
Yeah, right.
I first found out about it, and I had an 04 Impreza as my first car, so that thing was an RS. It was just, yeah, just sluggish. It was good daily, but I just wanted something with a bit more power, and yeah, just sort of,
Yeah.
I've always loved Subaru, so.
Now, why'd you go with a supercharger and not a turbocharger?
The power, when it comes on, is probably not for daily use. Like, it can get pretty hard in traffic and stuff, and they don't actually make kits for them, and I don't really have time to get someone to fabricate it. I just didn't go with it because I thought it was just unique for a supercharger,
Yeah. So I'm keen to see what this is like. Maybe I'll take some B-rolls and then we can go take it for a drive.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
Yeah, I've never driven a supercharged car.
Oh, really?
So this is the first time. Thanks for letting me drive it.
Nah, of course, man.
Dude, it's such a nice, clean interior.
Thanks, man, I appreciate that.
Dude, your clutch is so hard to press. What the heck? It's like a springboard that comes... I think I want to stall it, bro.
Really?
What the heck? I can't even feel the bite point.
Yeah, it's fucked. I don't know what
Dude, that is so heavy duty. Oh!
It's so bad, yeah. It's fucking horrible.
Dude, it's so linear.
Yeah, 100%.
The sound is amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
It doesn't sound like your typical boxer, probably because it's 6-cylinder.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a bit of a purr to it.
Yeah.
And the supercharger whine sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that feels amazing.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely got to take it up though.
Oh shit! Oh, that wasn't enough.
Nah, you gotta basically get like $7,000, bro.
No way. Can you tell us about your exhaust setup?
So I've got a X-Force cap back on it at the moment. Basically got the headers made up for like a custom Y pipe. Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh. It revs crazy.
Yeah, I know these EZ30s, man. They love the revs.
But it sounds good when it revs up as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, your exhaust setup?
Raptor Superchargers actually make the headers as well.
Yeah.
I've got a setup. They called like unicorn headers.
You said this is 220 kilowatts to the wheels. How much torque is it making? Do you remember?
I think it's about 450 Newton meters.
Holy shit.
So it's a little bit, yeah.
The pull is instant. Was it much of an increase compared to the stock setup?
Yeah, it is. It's when you get up to about 3.5, it starts to kick in.
Oh, really? As if, oh no, that felt like it was kicking in from 2K, man. What the heck?
Yeah, 3.5, she starts opening up. Whereas this just keeps on creeping up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's...
Dude, that didn't stop.
Yeah.
But like the sensation of it kicking in down low and holding all the, I think I got to like 4,500 to 5,000 revs and it just held all the way up. It didn't have any signs of it slowing down.
It keeps creeping up, yeah.
That's crazy because from what I've heard, supercharger is like, when you get higher up in the rev range, it starts to plateau.
Yeah.
But maybe that's closer towards the red line, right? I was only at 5,000.
No, so these are like a pro charger. Yeah, it just keeps on creeping. Like, it'll max out at about 7 psi. I don't have a boost gauge set up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the engine does the rest of the work. So.
Dude, the clutch is. How do you live with this, man? It's so hard.
Oh, it's fucking...
There's like this much travel, bro.
Yeah, bro, I know.
I mean, it holds the torque.
It does.
It holds the power.
Yeah.
But it's my leg can't hold it, man.
Nah, it's fucked. It's fucked.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah. Here it goes, man.
Oh, man. I'm so used to turbo cars. I'm like bracing, waiting, but it's already there.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, and it sounds amazing.
Oh, thank you, bro.
And like, it sounds good from the outside. On the inside, it sounds just as good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't drone, and it's not obnoxious.
So it's only running 2.5-inch exhaust.
Yeah, right.
So
it's a full system, like the headers as well.
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Dude, this thing pulls like a truck.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
It's so fun.
And I'll tell you, it does it under so much comfort.
Yeah, 100%.
It feels like this car's not even breaking a sweat. It's doing it so effortlessly.
Yeah.
But dude, what a great setup, man.
Thank you, man.
It feels amazing.
Thank you, man. I
But
appreciate that.
this has like the classic Subaru feel. Like the seating position is so high.
Yes.
It's like you're sitting on a box, and this is why I love the BRZ so much more. It's just the seating position in
It's
this.
so much nicer. It's
Yeah.
so low. Yeah. I thought it was just.
And it creeps really quickly, man. That's
really-
scary. This clutch though.
Oh,
I don't know how you live with it. Is this your daily?
Yeah, it's my daily
Oh,
at the moment.
fuck, man.
I think my.
Well, we're gonna try to find my car. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the video as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.